Hi, I'm Riley, and I was told to tell a story about my life. So I chose the time that I went ding dong ditching, kind of gone wrong. So let's start off. I was celebrating my best friend's birthday. We were in 8th grade. It was me, my best friend, two of our other friends, and we were all celebrating it at her older sister's house. They are in their early 20s. So we were just hanging out celebrating her birthday, and then they had this lovely idea to go ding dong ditching. So all of us get in the car. We are in the car and we're riding, we're listening to music, and personally we were like riding around trying to find a place to ding dong ditch, and I was personally not really into it. I didn't really want to do it, but also like, it was her birthday. Why was I gonna say no, we're not doing it? So we found a house to do it. We got out of the house, we went and did it. My other friends like went ahead of me. It was like an older couple because we continued to do it. And they would come outside and go back in, and they would come outside and go back in because we did it so many times in a row. But we continued to do it, and she would just, the older lady, they were probably early 70s, and she would just say like, quit doing this, or this to my house. I did not want to do it after that. Like, why are we harassing this poor old lady? But we kept doing it, and my best friend, the birthday girl who we were celebrating, got pulled inside, and we were freaking out. We didn't know that at the time. No, we knew at the time, but her older sisters didn't know where she went. We were like, where's Grace? Where's Grace? Because we couldn't find her. And then we ride around and we go back to this house and we see Grace's handprint on the window. So she's like doing this, trying to show us that she's in there. And her older sisters are like freaking out, and we were hiding in the car and stuff. And her older sister's like, go get her, go get her. So I didn't really do it. I was like behind a little, but my other two friends were ahead of me, and they were gonna like go walk to the door, I guess, to go get my best friend. And that she was like, so the old lady came outside holding my best friend and like strangling her almost, and then holding her at gunpoint. So at the, like, I'm saying this now like this, but at the time I was like terrified. And we were freaking out, so we all ran back to the car, and the old lady came out there, and then I guess it was her husband, and he ended up taking Grace and put her inside and stuff. So I was so confused and upset at the time. I was so confused on why we were not calling 911, and they were saying that it was because like it's illegal to do this. Like if they find out that we were ding dong ditching them, we're gonna get in just as much trouble. So whatever. I'm so confused. Grace ends up escaping, and she comes back, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Grace. And I start crying. Literally, I was crying because I was so scared that she was gonna die or something. And we rode around again after that. That was where I was so thrown off because I was so confused why we were riding around again. Back to the house that just kidnapped my best friend. I was so confused. So we parked at the house, and we got out, and the old lady started hugging me, and she was like, oh, it's just a prank, it's just a prank. And I was so mad because I was so confused, and apparently everyone was in on it except like me and one of my other friends. The other one knew, and nobody told us. We thought that it was real. Like, I was still so confused because none of it was really making sense, like they're like while we were doing this, but I was just dealing with it, whatever. And at the time you're not really thinking about that. There was so much adrenaline going on. And then let's talk about the moral of the story. There are many things that you could take away from this. Number one, be careful when ding dong ditching. That's like the most obvious one. But also, you could take like, should you be that gullible? Get better friends. Just kidding. But there's a bunch of things that you could take away from this, I feel like. So that's my story.